Okay, good morning. On my way to the ferry. 8:15, you got to be there an hour early. Okay, here we go, Picton. Gonna get my coffee before I start my ride for the day. As I climb out of Picton, there's the two ferry choices. I took Blue Bridge because I don't think they charge for a bike, but it did leave on time, and I think we got in around 11:15 as scheduled. So according to the route I put in, there's only two climbs, and this is the second one, quite a bit longer. Okay, just completed that second climb. So I took this single track option, even though the bike's not really tuned right yet. And I'm off the busy road. Can't really show you too much because the bike's being kind of unwieldy. And it's super smooth. This is like, it's almost a trail more than single track. Drop down from the single track there. You cross Queen Charlotte, and then you come on this path that I believe is going to go along the waterway. I think this is Link Water. I just passed the fire station. There was a water spigot there. Hey, there's the petrol station if you want anything. I don't want to start a stampede. The road just has this option where this live link trail drops down to the water. Okay, this is Havelock. I'm gonna get something to eat. I think it's exactly 3:30. I think camp's only like 10 kilometers away. There was a girl in Havelock that I met, and she said she was going to take this road that's goes off the main highway, and it looks like that's what I'm going to take too. My GPX file doesn't do that, but this road's pretty busy. Crossing the river off Highway 6. This is good. I think it's going to cost me about 10 minutes according to Google. So still on this back road, which I would highly recommend. And cows. I can't seem to get away from them on my trips. So far this version that Google put me on is better than being out on the highway. But I'm still several miles away. Now I think I have to get back on Route 6. It's not terrible. Seems most of the traffic's going the other way. This is the campground. Made it here today about 5:30. It was a good call today just doing this because I've got to get the bike straightened out. I've got to redistribute some of the weight. Now it is the first day or two. You've got to get in sync with the bike. So just leaving the campground. I think there's a coffee shop up here, or at least a place where I can get a coffee. So they have a little cafe car here. I think it opens at 9 o'clock. And they have a menu of some type over here. Wow, that's pretty cool. Crossing the bridge. One lane bridge. A couple warm-up hills, okay. This is a warm-up. Still haven't started the climb to the pass. Wow, what a view. Okay, it looks like the serious climbing starts around 7 6.8 kilometers. TA Trail Buddies, Pelorus pitching post. Enjoy your stay. And I'm about the 10-kilometer mark. Entering the woods. Wow, look at that. Kind of reminds me of New Mexico, but the trees are different. Or even Montana.
I started in Victoria.
Victoria, okay.
Like it was like. Oh, there you go.
Just leaving Murderer's Rock after the water crossing, and this is pretty punchy. Been pushing the last couple sections. That's the view. Epic. I'm at the saddle. I'm not really sure which way to go. There's this here, but it says I need a permit, and there's no mention of that in the guide. I hope this is it, but I didn't get a permit. Water supply catchment, there it is. So you do go past the gate. Oh boy, this is steep. I'm gonna eat up my brakes. It's really steep. Whew. But it's so steep. Pretty good downhill once you get out of the pass. I've hit asphalt. Still 5.5 kilometers or maybe 6 kilometers away from town. Wow, pretty cool. These trees. Leaving Nelson, kind of just a drive-through for me, or a ride-through. So this is cool. This is called the Railway Reserve Cycleway, but then it becomes the Great Taste or something. Great Taste Trail. There you go. There was a stencil. It's a very hilly country. They have this whole cycle path that goes from Nelson to Richmond. This is like the way to end this day. That climbing was so bloody hard. I've never done a climb that intense for that long. They have these stencils here, so it's really easily marked. On the coast, still not at Richmond. I think I'm just leaving Richmond. I may still be in it technically. I just want to get to the hotel and get situated a little bit better. Look at how much mileage I did, how much climbing I did, and get a grasp of what I can do in a day. And I was looking at a bottle of Costco wine, I think, and it was from Marlborough. Picton was in Marlborough, so I don't know if I'm still in Marlborough. Even these blue things, it's signposted. That up on the blue there, it says Great Taste Trail. It's been gravel pretty much once you leave Richmond. I'm going through Brightwater, evidently. A little bit of road riding. Like I said, it's clearly marked. It's my turn. I think I'm about 8 kilometers away. Oh, maybe that's it for Brightwater. Coming into Wakefield. Still on the trail. This is Wakefield, huh? Got a supermarket. The Wakefield Hotel. Awesome. Just got a coffee and some pies at the bakery at Wakefield. Quite popular. Very fresh pies. Says they open at 5 a.m. according to the guide. Wakefield Hotel. Definitely recommend it. It was $100 New Zealand. Not very far from Wakefield. Just cruising along the creek or river, whatever that is. Lots of suspension bridges to go over. Okay, we've gotten onto the highway, but we have a shoulder path. This is pretty cool. Just going into this forest. Wow, this is awesome. Free range chickens. There's a lot of eggs being laid there. it's all been this kind of surface so far. Just started my climb to Spooner's Tunnel. It's my first gate guard I got to go through. Here's the view. Got to dig out my light. Don't be like me and bury your light. You're going to need a light when you go through this tunnel. I've got to stop and find mine. Other than a couple road crossings, it's pretty much been car free. Separated lane. I think I'm still a couple kilometers away. Nice rail trail grade. Stopping for a little second breakfast. A little bacon and egg pie. Oh boy, that's dark. And cold. 1.3 kilometers. Nice descent once you leave the tunnel. Still about 11K out of Tapawera. This is just so awesome. We're just on this gravel road next to the highway going primarily downhill. Although right now, since I started rolling this clip, that was the most up I've done in a while. But ever since the tunnel, it's this really great flowy gravel. Only 6 kilometers away. Just leaving Tapawera, and it looks like it's going to be road riding for the rest of the day, or at least for part of it. But the dedicated cycle path, the Great Tastes path, is over. Nice cold veggie cucumber toasted zucchini. Got some rollers here. Okay, road turns to gravel. Okay, made it to the top on my way down. It was a pretty good gradual climb, wasn't terrible. Nothing like yesterday. Okay, got on the highway. At least it's downhill and there's a little bit of a shoulder. It's not terribly busy. So I came from that direction, and this is the campsite that's on the guide. And it doesn't look like it's much of a campsite other than a parking lot, but I guess you can camp here, you're allowed to. I think that's the climb I have to do. Took a moment there to put the bug spray on. No shoulder, man, this is not fun. Luckily, the direction I'm going doesn't seem to be as much traffic, but there's a lot of camper vans, primarily the other way. I mean, I have a shoulder, it's just that they're going by so fast. I'd show you the view off to the side, but I got to concentrate on living. All right, turning off Highway 6. Nice, I think I'm just going to be climbing from here. Is it 9 kilometers from the campground? Definitely on a more unoccupied road. I think only one car passed me. So this is the cafe just as you get close to the lake. I just pulled in Sunday. It's about 6:30. I'm surprised they're open. And the proprietor just told me she opens at 7:30. And I guess there's cabins here. I just was speaking to a gentleman who's doing part of the TA, and he got a cabin here. So this is a campground at Lake Rotoroa. Really cool, really nice campground. I thought it was going to be on the lake, but haven't really been attacked by the flies yet. Maybe because we're not near the water. There is some kind of notice about you're supposed to boil the water. The gentleman said if you filter it if you can, but no one's gotten sick. But definitely cool spot, and then the breakfast place. The cafe opens tomorrow at 7:30, and it's not going to rain, so that's awesome. 9:20, first climb. I have to take back what I said about the sand flies. It really wasn't terrible, at least what I was expecting, but it could have been because I had the repellent on. I got off the bike and I wasn't able to get back on because it's so steep. Listen to these birds. Okay, on my way down. It's all the way down in the town, like 25 kilometers or something. Should be pretty nice. Oh, some rollers. Just hope there's no washboards. Ah, got my shoe wet. Several waterway crossings, but they're manageable. They've been paved. So I've just come out of the woods and done bulk of the steep stuff, I believe. Okay, just made a right turn, 14 kilometers. It turns to tarmac. Street post back there said 5 kilometers to Murchison, or however you say it. I have to make more of an effort to say these names. Oh, we have some goats. It's not all sheep and cows, it's goats too. Looks like baby goats, miniature goats. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Just as you enter town, there's a dedicated bike path on the right side of the road. Here we are, Murchison. Just stopped at that cafe right there for some chips. I had a sandwich from yesterday, so I ate that with the chips and had a Coca-Cola, which I don't usually drink, but I need the sugar because I got no energy. 4 Square Supermarket, which seems to be in a lot of these small towns. Just leaving town, and there's a lot more food choices than what I saw. Most people are going to Springs Junction, but that's 75 kilometers, I want to say, and I'm only doing, oh, let's see what it says, the computer, yeah, 75 kilometers. I think where I'm going is 55. What are you eating? You shouldn't be eating that. You don't want that. Ooh. This is just like perfect conditions. Roads. Oh, well, I'm on the wrong side of it, and the car coming. But the road is very nice, but I know that's not going to continue forever. Oh my goodness, look at that climb. 6 mile Hokitika walk. Gravel starts at 42.3 kilometers from the lake. Saddle route, extreme, narrow, and winding with rough surfaces, 4-wheel drive recommended. 6 stream crossings. Kind of surreal with all the dust from the cars. There's Reg. Oh, look at that view. I don't think this is private property, but you could certainly free camp here, I would think. I don't know about finding a flat spot. Out of sight, out of the way of the road. Finally, someone slowed down not to dust me. Whoa, 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 slow down. Fucking people. So I was just chatting with a couple cyclists coming the other way, and the reason there's so many cars is there's a road closure up here, and they're sending the cars down this way. You go from these really dense forests to then, you know, farmland with cows, but that is really thick back there. Wow. Hey there. Just stopped to eat my avocado I've been carrying since Wellington. Trying to lighten up the load a little bit. Man, oh man, this vista is amazing. I mean, just the scale is just like huge. Almost looks like Hawaii with those mountains. Totally changed for this climb. It's like this lush green forest. Moss on the rocks, or moss on the logs. Time to get some water. to start the descent. At the Fishing Lodge, Fly Fishing Lodge. We were supposed to stay there, but they ended up double booking. So Reg and I are camping out here in the school backyard. Have to be out by 8 a.m. tomorrow, which I don't think is a problem. But that was nice enough of her to set us up this way. There's water. We have access to the bathrooms. And there's some picnic tables around the corner we can use for dinner. Just finishing up my breakfast here at the fishing lodge. Moved my stuff off of the school campgrounds just to finish putting everything away. The host, I don't even know her name, was very accommodating. Really felt bad about the double booking. Okay, just leaving the Makarora fishing lodge. And oops, going on the wrong side of the road. But I'm only going 50K today. I think today's going to be the shortest day. Haven't gone very far, probably a couple kilometers. Still paved. Single lane, no vehicles. Bicycle. Oh, here's the gravel. Oh, pavement ends. Almost 6 kilometers and it turns to gravel. Just finished the first climb of the day. So I'm about a kilometer from State Highway 7, which I'm going to be on for 2.5 kilometers. I don't think it's going to rain. Okay, Springs Junction. No coffee. Coffee trailer's closed. Here at Springs Junction there is a petrol station with some supplies. I was able to get a latte, which is most excellent, and I got a climb. I believe I have to look at the guide, but I believe I have a climb and then a relatively short climb and then a descent into Reefton. There's a campground here supposedly, so I know that some of the folks I was riding with yesterday made it to here. And I guess, oh, that's the cafe across the street, the motel there behind my bike. A couple of folks I was with said that the COVID kind of shut it down. Sign back there said 44K to Reefton. Quite a few busy trucks so far, big trucks, big lorries on this road, no shoulder. Whew. Wow, that was close. If I stop here, I can't get back on the bike. There was a little slow vehicle bay. I took a pause in. Lots of trailers. I can't imagine this during high season. So there's a little rest area right here as you get to the top of the climb. Going downhill. There were a couple A-holes along the way. They just didn't move over enough, especially when there was cars coming the other way. No one wanted to wait for me to pull over. Welcome to Reefton. The town of light. Oh, that's what Reg said. It was one of the first towns to get electricity. Here I am at Reefton Motor Camp with Reg. He's been here before. A little bit cheaper than a motel, and seems fine. Common kitchen and shower, and you know, like a campground. Going for a little test ride, I should say, on the bike. Had breakfast there at the Broadway. Beautiful day. Oh man, I think tomorrow's supposed to be more of the same. Okay, just leaving Reefton. Got the bike situated better, I hope. 2 grocery stores. There's the information center and ATM in case you need to post something back. I had some beers last night with a few of the cyclists. That was really nice. You know, today isn't far distance wise. It's Big River. Luckily it hasn't rained lately, so it should be in good shape. The other option is to go straight, I think, and just stay on Highway 7 for people that want to bypass this Big River. Okay, I just turned onto the single lane road. Here's some sheep. And just started a climb. There's 6 of them on the Garmin. Waiting to get into the sun, but I don't know if I'm going to get into it. Looks like a beautiful day. Won't get any rain, which is awesome. I think the next few days are supposed to be pretty good. I've never seen a forest so dense. It just goes on and on, even on both sides. Well, I am on kind of a hill. It's going down on this side. I made it to the sun. I'm in the midst of this climb. The road's still in very good shape. Danger, Big River Road. This road is unmaintained. Past this point, 4-wheel drive vehicles only. Proceed with caution. Okay, I've been warned. It'll be the first time I ignored a sign like that. Got on the wrong line here. There's the Marijigs Hotel site, 1889 and 1945. And then right up here is some Trail Angel. There's some snacks there, and then one of the bike shops left a tool kit, I presume, in that orange bag, or some tools if you need them, which is very nice. Road conditions are pretty good. Oh, here goes a puddle. I spoke too soon. Oh my goodness, look at the size of this. I guess some of these folks ride through it. I just completed the first climb, and that was just over 2 hours to do, and I walked, gosh, almost all of it. Yeah, I rode a little bit. There's just a lot of boulders here that I can't really ride it. I have about a 1 kilometer left to the top. You know, they don't really mention it, but there's all these, I guess they're rail ties from, I'm assuming from when they did the gold mine. That they had cars, you see that they would move the ore in or move something, and they see there's some there. They're kind of a pain. And
It is a rough track.
yeah, a little bit.
Oh, God.
There it is there, you can probably see it. Pretty sure that's the hut. Ah, got wet. So this is it, historic mine track. And there's the cyanide tanks. So I just walked up that trail there to Big River, or to Big River Hut. Here it is here. It's quite big. Sleeps 20, I believe. It was $25 to stay here. You get water. I can't really drink the water, I don't think. It's got to be filtered. Oh wow, look at this. All this. This must be the principal people. Yeah, I guess this must be the engine house. So yeah, I'm just gonna have some lunch. I forgot my knife. I gotta walk down to the bike. And you're supposed to follow this Waiuta trail. I've pretty much been pushing since Big Hut. Whoa, gotta pay attention. This is amazing. Forest, it's all mossy, although I wish I had my suspension bike. Wow, I don't like being in a rut like this. The roots are just so bumpy that I can't, I'm going so slow I can't roll over them. It's also kind of steep at places. Again, here's these trusses, these wooden trusses. Just crossed the wooden bridge and looks like I'm going to be going up a creek bed. Well, that was unexpected. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I think I'm on the last hill. Sure is lush, though. I was going to jump. That would be stupid. I mean, this is beautiful, but the rear brake and all the roots is just really not pleasant on this bike, it being fully loaded. I haven't seen anyone else. I thought there'd be at least one more rider would pass me. So there's the ghost town, I believe. What's left of it. Since I last recorded, my derailleur lost a pulley, so I am chainless at this point. I'm in a dilemma. I'm running out of hill. And I'm still like 10 kilometers from town, I think. And man, oh man, it's been a challenge. Several things went wrong yesterday. First, my rear brake. After I went over that stump, I noticed that my rear brake wasn't working. And I looked at the map and I think it was still like 12K of downhill left. The next thing that happened was I was riding along and I started hearing a click and I looked down and here the top pulley is gone. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so screwed. I don't know what to do about that. I hobbled into town, literally, you know, scooting the bike in there and coasting when I could. This is an awesome landscape to ride through. Plus you're primarily going downhill. Just going through moonlight. I don't know if you can camp there or not. I saw back there was a moonlight hall and a bathroom. There's Blackball, my stop for last night that I didn't make. A little turn off there. There's supposed to be a common area, they call it. That's where the city park where you can camp. $16K from Greymouth. Just epic. On Highway 6, losing my lane. Very high speed. So here we are in Greymouth. I made it. Looks quite big. Yeah, walking back from the Woolworths. It's 6:40. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Got the bike fixed. That was such a stress point for me. So kudos to Manny Cycles, or Man Cycles, with being able to fix my derailleur. And then he just told me there was a hostel right across the street, so I would have liked to stay at Noah's Ark just because Christina from Germany recommended it, said it was pretty cool. But on this gravel path that goes around with the marina, I guess. It was sunny. We had some clear skies earlier. Phone says that it's not supposed to rain today. Okay, I just started the Wild Wilderness Trail. The guide says it goes for 130 kilometers. Kind of come away from the water and we're paralleling one of the state highways. I'm on the tramway, which is part of the West Coast Trail. So I'm back at Kumara. I got started leaving town after my coffee break with the other folks, and my crank arm pulled out and is stripped. That's sort of the situation for today. It's Saturday. I called the bike shop. One shop was closed. A woman that works at the Royal Theatre Hotel is nice enough to give me a ride after she finishes her shift in about 15-20 minutes. So I'm leaving Greymouth. On Saturday, the bike broke at Kumara. Shops were closed, so I had to wait till Monday. And then there was 2 days of rain, Monday and Tuesday. It's now Wednesday. Basically just hung out in Greymouth for the next 4 days. This is that really cool part where there's these ferns as you ride through this dense forest. Come out into this pasture meadow. Look at those mountains back there. Man, oh man. and some cows. Chasm. Kumara Chasm. Okay, I'm in Kumara again. Here goes a community park. I don't think there's camping there. There goes a source. There's where I had coffee the other morning before my debacle. Motel Route 73. General store and cafe. I wish I needed to stop, but I don't. They have ice cream, that's the most important thing. They probably have pies. Wow, another lush section. I think I'm meandering up to the dam or the earthen levee, zigzagging my way up. Okay, here we are. This is, I think, Dillman's Reserve. There was a placard back there. It's basically a power generating reservoir. I'm on a power line road, which seems to be the case on these kind of journeys. Going through another lush section, still very close to the reservoir. There's the water going out. Oh, now I'm going across the other end of the levee. Wow, that's cool. Still on this 2-track. Been on for a couple kilometers. I should have stopped at that boardwalk bench where those people were. That seems to be the only sit-down place I can find. Coming up on an exit from this road to Old Christchurch Road. This trail is very well signed. Big downhill. It's kind of nice. Whoa! So just following this canal around. Here we are. There's some kind of water management. Kilometer marker 49. Just been pedaling away and I just realized we've pulled away from the water. It's been a pretty good climb for several kilometers actually. This water actually turned incredibly clear. It isn't that brackish water that I've been riding with. Anyway, just made the saddle. That sign up there said 6 kilometers to Cowboy Paradise. Oh, look at this, all this water management. Very interesting. Equipment starts automatically. I'm going to stay out of here. This must be the crossing they were talking about, that you got to take the bypass if it's flooded. Water rises quickly during periods of heavy rain. Yeah, that's definitely the part it was talking about. So the last 2.5 kilometers to Cowboy Paradise goes through this different kind of forest. It's not as dense, but it is downhill. Man, so far this 2.5 kilometers, once you pass the fault line placard display, it's all downhill. Wow, it says not to. It says we can't really stop. That's kind of unfortunate. Just came through Cowboy Paradise right there. And on the other side is a sign just like this, says basically do not stop. Hotel's closed, but they're just letting us pass through, so don't sit down anywhere. Don't go look at things, you know, don't go off trail basically. And it said that there's some picnic tables at the end, which is here they are here. This is the view, and from what I understand, I'm going to zigzag either through or down to that valley there. Wow, this is beautiful. Got this zigzag down. I was spoken to one gentleman that just stopped me there at the picnic table, the first picnic table where I had my lunch. He was saying that the lake dock campsite is really nice. That was going to be my plan if I left late, but I'm going to continue. It's like a amusement park or a park you would pay to ride through. It's so beautiful. Got a pretty good headwind. It says 10 kilometers on this. Wow, it's all from mining. I guess they used to just float the stuff down. Can't do it justice how much this feels like a Disneyland ride. You got the water on this side, you just float down there on a canoe. So we've left the race, and we exited by a slurry wheel, I don't know what kind of, a race wheel on display. There's a short section on a gravel road, and then it turned me into this awesome forest road. Okay, just turned onto Lake Canary Road, 12 miles, 12 and 4/10 to town. Wasn't ready for this. I've just turned a different way, staying on the official route versus what my Garmin is saying. The GPX file is keeping me on the highway, but this is the Western Wildlands Trail. I don't know why these GPS files kept me on the main road. Some sheep just grazing away. I'm a few miles out of Hokitika. Awesome day, close to 60 miles. Really beautiful day of riding so far, and I'm almost done. Just going by this industrial complex. I'm just going to take it to where the map ends and go from there. Okay, made it to Hokitika. So I went through downtown real quick. There's a supermarket close to the campground, I think, so I may scoot out once I set up the tent and see if I want to get anything. Good morning. Just leaving the holiday camp. It's probably 8:45, close to 9 o'clock. Wanted to be out of here by 8:30 was my goal. Next stop is Ross. At least maybe for a brief stop. I've had enough coffee. Bowling Green. Okay, just leaving the town of Hokitika on this bridge. So today's going to be pretty flat. I think it's less than 700 feet of climbing. Hopefully get there at a reasonable hour. Just really incredible riding. I mean, it's like I said yesterday, it's like Disneyland. What kind of bird are you? Just exited the woods right there. There's all these relics here. I don't know if it's from mining or timber. It's a big saw blade there in the display. I'm sure obviously timber, in addition to the gold mining, was a huge industry. So I'm going to continue down this single track. I don't know how far it goes, but we'll find out. Another boardwalk. So this is a rail trail from the lumber industry. That would explain the grade, why the grade is so manageable. Wow, must have been a heck of an infrastructure. I just exited the tramway and I'm on pavement. And once you hit Highway 6, which I'm on now, you're supposed to turn left and get off the trail because there's a bypass according to the literature. There's a railway bridge to Rotoroa that the official wilderness trail is bypassing. Guidebook says to take Highway 6 into Ross. I'm gonna look for gold. So I'm stopped at the Historic Empire Hotel. I had a butter scone with some jam, or cheese scone I should say. And it's 11:15, right on schedule. There's the bank. I think there's a general store down the street or a convenience store. I'm gonna see about getting a meat pie for lunch. Okay, looks like there's a store here. Okay, just heading out of town. Looks like I'm looking for our Harry Highway, which I assume is going to be paid for a little bit. It's 10 after 12. I wanted to get on the road by 12. I think I was sitting down for my coffee at 11:15, but I was on my phone a lot. Just checking out the route and places to stay and what my options are. And it's 45 kilometers to Harry. No shoulder. 100 kilometers an hour. Oh boy. Turning down Foldhead Road. Heartland Ride is what that sign says. Interesting. Well, I'm happy to get off Highway 6, that's for sure. So it wasn't that many kilometers. There's only like 5 kilometers on State Highway 6. As long as the headwind isn't too bad, should be fun. Aotearoa ecological area. Just pulled away from the ocean or the sea. If it's the Tasmanian Sea, I'm not sure what body of water it is. Typical American with poor sense of geography. Weather's nice. Most cars have been pretty good, but there have been a few that just refuse to go over, especially like the tailgaters, the people that are trying to catch up to another car that's going slower. Here goes the lake. Quite nice. Actually, I just checked on Google, and Google says there's a campground here. A little road construction delay here. I should have got water at that lake. There were faucets there. About 10 kilometers out from the end of the ride, or end of the day's route into Harry. This shuttle climb, and then it's a downhill into town. Cows down by the river. This side is really clear, but the other side was super gray. Look how blue that water is. Welcome to Harry. Looks like a store of some type. So I'm in Harry at the local convenience store / restaurant. I think they stopped serving around 3:30 because there were some people in front of me and they were asking about food. According to I think it's only 31K away to Aotearoa, and according to the guide, it says there's a hotel there. Stopped it on the spot. Pukeco store and cafe. So there's food in here. I think it stopped serving, like I said, around 3 o'clock. And across the street is the Harry Hotel. Open bar, rooms, tent sites. That's good. I'll tell you, the more I ride off-road, the more I prefer it immensely. Just the idea of depending on these people not to be on their phones or drunk to not hit me is really not something I enjoy. Tapawera River. Looks like I have right away on the bridge. Hopefully no one's flying around the corner. Okay, Rotoroa, gateway to the Southwestland World Heritage Area. So the domain camping is at the golf course in the parking lot. I have a feeling that you can't tent camp. That's why it's not in the guide. You need to be in a vehicle. Leaving the store. What time do you open tomorrow? 8? 8? Thank you. Pretty much all you need here at the store. They're open till 7 and they open at 8. So now I'm going to the hotel to enjoy this burger before I get a shower and do some laundry. Good morning from Rotoroa. Today is just to Franz Joseph. Stayed here at the hotel. Madeline is incredibly helpful and pleasant, and just went out of her way to help us with laundry and getting my tent dried out there over on the right. You can see really awesome person and place. $50 cash, or I guess you had to do like a electronic POS, electronic point of sale, which sounded a little complicated to me, so I just gave her cash, which I had, which was good. Anyway, I think today is only about 60 kilometers. Fair amount of climbing. McDonald's recreation area has a camping tent icon, so I think you could camp there. I think Carl stopped there. I think that's the glacier up there that everyone goes to see, but you really can't see it. You can only see the tip of it when you get to Fox. No expert, but that definitely looks like a glacier. Still, no, I'm not even at Franz Joseph yet. I think we're rolling into Franz Joseph. I don't see anything yet though. Looks like we're gonna take a bypass. Get off State Highway 6 for a little bit. Franz Joseph Cycleway. Lots of hotels. This must be like Hotel Row on this strip, right after you come out of the trail. I think this cross street up here is going to be where the coffee's going to be. Okay, I'm in Franz Joseph. It's about 12:30, just about to leave town. Gonna start the climbs to Fox. Very touristy here, not in a bad way, but you know, a lot of helicopters. Go see the glacier. And I think I go that way, unfortunately, with all the big trucks. Wow, look at these toilets. High-tech public toilets. Just past the airport, there's a incredible amount of helicopter traffic around, I guess all going to the glacier and Mount Cook. Still haven't started to climb. I think it's about 5 kilometers out of town. Okay, coming to the top of the first climb. It's also the biggest. Second climb. Okay, coming up to the top of the second climb. So you figure that took me about a half hour. I stopped, I think twice. Just stopping before the last big climb. I feel like I should eat something, but I ate at 12:30 and it's only 2:10. Looking at the tomorrow, I think I can make Haast. There's not very much climbing. It is 120K. I mean, I did 110, maybe not 110, over 100 yesterday on gravel and more climbing. They charge for catch-up here. Hairpin Creek, that seems appropriate. Have about 1 kilometer left on this climb. That was a pretty awesome descent. Made it to top 10. It's off the main strip a little bit. So 306, I left at 9:30. Not even a 6-hour day, which is good. But it was a lot of climbing in a short amount of time. In the lodge, number 10. Looks like it sleeps 4. Hopefully, I'll be the only one in here. They seem to have quite a few of them. A lot of them are vacant. That's the kitchen there. And it was $50, New Zealand. I was going to camp, but my tent, like I said, was soaking wet. And I believe this is the tent area over here. And there's my tent drying on the clothes rack. You're a little bit away from town. You're not in town. You're probably, I don't know, 1,000 meters from the downtown area. I'm going to go down to the supermarket because I have to get food. There's not much between here and Haast, supposedly. Okay, just leaving Fox Glacier, and it's 9:12. Stop for a coffee. Haast, 121 kilometers. Okay. See, these arrows indicate who has right of way on these single lane bridges. The black means they have right of way. It's bigger. Okay. The route up to the glacier. Fox Glacier walk. I think it was 66 kilometers to Lake Paringa, and then I think it's another 60 to Haast. I don't know if it's active, but I'm at 30 kilometers left. No vacancy. Might be closed for the season. It's interesting. I think that's on the route, on the program. Yeah, there's cabins there. Coffee to go, ice creams, food, Wi-Fi, Bruce Bay Beach, 8 kilometers. Oh boy. Bruce Bay. And I've gone almost 47 kilometers, 25 left. So I was just looking at the guide, and it looks I'm coming up on the Salmon Cafe. The other thing to remember, or I noticed, is there's no ATM past Franz Josef. I checked. At least according to Google, there's not one in Fox Glacier, and there's not one in Haast either. So they charge credit card fees of like 2%. 300 meters on the right, salmon farm. Food. Oh, the soft drinks, what I want. So there's the fishies. That's what most of the farms look like. It's a little bit of a walkway to get down here. I just got a Coke. They have a tent icon, and it's 73 kilometers from where I started, picnic and camping area. Okay, I guess these are the campsites. They should park there. I don't know, that's what they use. There's a campsite there. There's the boat dock. I don't know if that's that site. Yeah, I guess that's a site 5. I think I said earlier I've got double the amount of climbing I did in the 40 miles. I only went up to 243, I think, meters wise. And now this section from the lake to town is 500 and some odd meters of climbing. More climbing on the back end. There's Knight's Point. That's a tough climb. I'm still not done. I guess that's the blasting they're doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh yeah, that looks like a blast area. So I'm about, looks like 8.5 kilometers from the end. And I'm very close to the ocean, and the landscape has changed quite a bit. So it also feels like it's going to rain. Also have these trees here that I've, not in the States, I don't think. This is a long bridge. Just entering Haast. Made it to Haast 10 of 6. I think I was good with 6 o'clock. Cafe is like the downtown area. Okay, here I am at the Wilderness Hostel. And as you can probably hear, it's pouring outside. And I've decided to stay today as per the rain schedule. supposed to rain all day today. There's bike storage there. That third shelter right there is where they put the bikes. Surprised they didn't close the door last night, but whatever. And right next door is an on-the-spot convenience store. If you know what on the spot is, you'll know it's kind of like a mini supermarket or convenience store, 7-Eleven type of thing. Okay, just leaving Haast. It's 9 o'clock. And again, just to remind you that there is no ATM here. Last ATM is at Franz Josef is the last one, and then the next one will be Wanaka. So you're like 4 days without ATM. And the Garmin is saying there's a campground there, so it says backpackers there. That's an option. You know, you really have to do this ride with a flashing light, a rear light, at least one, and a high-vis vest. Especially on a day like today, you're just so in the traffic on this road with no shoulder. Burning off, or at least I'm going through a different patch of it. Several waterfalls, I can hear them. I think I saw the one. Oh, there's one there. Oh, I didn't see where it came out at. So close to these high mountains. I think this is the first I've come this close to them. Dripping moss. Roaring Billy Flats. See if there's a bathroom here. Doesn't look like it. Picnic table. I think I'm gonna stop and have my second breakfast. It's a 25-minute walk. I'm gonna keep going. It's about 11 o'clock. Confluence and Haastland. I don't know what that said. Little parking area. I don't see the picnic table. Pleasant flat recreation area. Camping, emergency phone, cell service. Wow, that's pretty nice. Okay, it's just a teardrop design. So I just stopped at an extended rest and was talking to that gentleman there. He's hiking, that's his vehicle. He's driving his car and then hiking for a few days. There's just a lot of bumblebees there. They don't sting, they just hover around you. But now I start one of the first parts of the climb. The gentleman hiker I was talking to said there were a bunch of cyclists there yesterday because yesterday was Sunday, today it rained a lot. Looks like a pretty nice campground, you know, just the flies. And like I said, the bumblebees are more of an annoyance than anything. Thunder Creek Falls. 2K on the left. Thunder Creek Falls, forest walk. 5 minutes. Okay, this is where the real climbing starts. Met a very nice couple there before the bridge. She's from Colorado and I believe he's from here. Fellow bike tourers offered me some crackers and gave me an apple. So nice of them. Man, you really can't pull out of the way with these guardrails here. And this is really steep. A little bit of a wider shoulder here, but it's going to disappear. But yeah, you kind of get trapped in this guardrail situation. You can find these pullouts to maybe rest like I did. Fantail Falls. Boy, it's packed. So much for Leave No Trace. Okay, just about to start the Last climb, I believe, to the pass. Makarora, 18 kilometers. Cool. Here we go, summit. 564 meters. Haast Pass. Viewing point. 30 minutes. I don't think I need to go there. Playing the cornfield chase from Interstellar. Wow, got a lot warmer. The view from Blue Pools. So we're right across from Blue Pools in the Cameron Flats or Cameron campground area. Kind of nice, actually. If I was to stay here, it wouldn't be bad. There's a toilet there, there's a toilet up there. And I'm gonna sit down and have a sandwich right here at this picnic area. I think I'm only 10K out of town. Wow, that person didn't need to come that close. About 2 kilometers out of town. No camping zone. Awesomeness. Made it. Where am I? I'm at the wildlife. Well, I don't know where I am. Look at that sky. So it's the Wonderland Lodge. Okay, there we go. That's where I am. Helicopter tour taking off. Okay, just rolling out of Wonderland Makarora Lodge. Very nice. What's good about being off season is I got the whole dorm to myself. So now is a short day to Wanaka, which is good. And I've decided to go to Queenstown tomorrow. Lots of helicopter tours going on around here. Just saw a bush landing. And 49 kilometers to the lake and 63 to Wanaka, so that's only 40 miles today. A little chilly this morning. It's probably the coldest morning. I'm hoping with the sun it'll warm up. Makes me glad I brought the extra layers for the sounds. Is that like one bull there? I don't know what that is. Is it venison? I know at the one place they had a venison burger. Okay, coming up on the Makarora Country Cafe, which I believe according to the guide is about 5K out of town. Okay, I've decided to move on. I'm just gonna have a nice sit down lunch at the lake, because today I think is really gonna be a relatively short day. I think I'm actually in the town of Makarora. And I'm probably going about 10K from the lodge, and there was a sign there that said motel. I think it said cafe also, so I think the route even mentioned it, that there's something outside of town. Okay, we've reached the lake. Huge lake. But I think this road just runs alongside it. 4 kilometers. We're at about 25.5 kilometers. We're leaving Lake Wanaka, and we're going to transition over to Lake Hawea. Not sure how you say that. Sounds Hawaiian. Oh, there's the neck on the route. It's in between the two lakes. This is a lookout. Of course, we've pulled away from the lake now. Looks like I can run up this. Just don't like being pinned in with the guardrail. No exit strategy. Huge lake. I think I got about 15 kilometers till I get to the town. So I'm almost at the top, I believe, 500 meters. That was pretty steep. I didn't stop, mostly because of the cable guard there, and wasn't too much traffic, and it was a pretty good, relatively wide shoulder, you know, almost a meter. There goes the lookout at the top of the climb. I'm probably going to continue. I've seen enough of the riding the bike. I've had quite a good view of it. It's not Tour Aotouroa, it's Tour of State Highway 6. Going into town. So just leaving the hotel, which is closed. At least the kitchen is, it looks like. There was a sign in the entrance that it was closed. So now I'm going to try and make it to Moe's, which closes in like 10 minutes. So just stopped at Moe's, which is a little trailer next to the Allied gas station. Closes at 2. I'm back where I started before I diverted for lunch. I think that's the hotel up there, that brown building. I guess is closed for the season, and I guess that goes into the town, or the township, town center. Ah, man, finally off the highway. Well, it's not going to last for long, but I think it'll get me into Wanaka. This water is crystal clear. Oh my goodness. But man, you can see right through that. Pine trees. Wow, alpine. Very nice. Mostly downhill so far. Still paralleling this river or creek. Whoa, you feel it flexing. Basic campground. Oh, that was so nice. No cars to worry about for the most part. Looks like another campground here. Albertown Campground. Huh. Quite nice. Paralleling the river here at Lake. Hi. Wow. Just pulled off the trail to let some air out of my tires. I was going to not let it out and assume I was going to be doing more road riding. I'm still, I think, 3.9 kilometers from some kind of change in the trail. Tires feel better already. Big difference. Not as bouncy. And I believe this is called Outlet Road or Outlet Track. This is beautiful. I think these are the well-to-do people, the well-to-do New Zealanders. Looks like they should be on a golf course, those houses. Marina. It's a pretty big town. A lot bigger than I thought. A lot of backpackers. Here I'm at Wanaka. Just had my noodle bowl. Gonna go to the supermarket, which is really close to the hostel, which is good. And as you can see, it's a very touristy town. They have this row of restaurants, it seems. Okay, I'm leaving Wanaka, 8:30, 54 miles to Queenstown, 3,400 feet of climbing. Crown Range Road. I think I'm probably going to be climbing now. Just doing some road construction. Setting up one of those traffic lights. Oh, look what I did. They're all moving now. They're all being peacefully laying there, and then I come up and they get up and have to start moving. With this traffic break, I get the road for a section of time, and then I get a wave of cars, so it's kind of nice to get all the cars at once. Coming into Cadrona, Oreo. I think I'm still about 5 kilometers from the hotel. Oh, here's the bra thing. Oh, hi. I didn't see your bike. There's the hotel over there. The climbing's gonna get pretty serious. I stopped here at the general store. They got a meat pie to go. Had a lovely scone and large flat white, and had a nice conversation here with the girl, Steph, from Colorado. She's catching a shuttle. She said they have shuttle services from here up and over the pass. Thank you. Still climbing. I think I'm about 4.5 kilometers maybe from the top. I'm in the midst of the climb. I think I've done about 2/3 maybe, but I still haven't gotten to the hard part. And of course there's no cars now, but there's so many cars on this road. And it just sucks. There's very little shoulder. And most times I'm against a guardrail. Just people are just total a-holes. Save your life and take the shuttle. I think today is maybe my last day on the majority of roads. Made it to the top, 1240. Had several close calls, just people unnecessarily coming close to me. Just would not go into the other lane, or there would be another car coming and they insist on passing. So there's where I came up. Crown Range, this is the summit. It might be the highest point in New Zealand, South Island at least. And it's the highest point on the Tour Aotouroa. I think that way out there is Aotearoa. So I made a turn onto Glencoe Road. Easy to miss that Glencoe turn because you're enjoying the downhill so much that it kind of sneaks up on you. Nice road, a little washboardy, but still so happy to be out of traffic. Coming up on Tobin's track. I don't know if this just changes to it or I have to make a turn. Oh yeah, it looks like I got a turn. That's good, it stops me from going uphill, I believe. Tobin's track, there you go. Gravel road, love it. Thank you. 4-wheel drive access only. Just came from there, finally got some gravel. And I'm coming in on Arrowtown. I believe out there, the lake there, I could see from the peak there, I was able to see Queenstown. I believe that's like another 35K away. And here goes Arrowtown. And it's about 1:30, perfect time for lunch. And I've got this great gravel descent into town. Hello. Nice view, huh? Got some fall colors. think I screwed up. I assumed that the route went through Arrowtown, but I guess it doesn't. I was going to get lunch, but now looks like I'm going to be going back onto the highway, and I've just bypassed the town. If you want to stop in Arrowtown, make sure you check on your phone. The trail goes around Arrowtown. Maybe I'll ever find a picnic table. There was another one I saw, but it was occupied, and I think I'm right before, that's the Arrow River Bridge, I believe. Okay, crossing the bridge. Wow, this is quite a ridge, or gorge. Some goats. Made a turn here. Guess it's called the Queenstown Trail. This is kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting this. I'm like out in the middle of nowhere on this trail. I guess I've been so used to being on the road. I'm not used to being out without other people. A little bit of a climb up here to the power lines. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this section. This looks like New Mexico or Montana, Wyoming. Looks like all of them. I have to say, and when they take you off trail on this, it's so good. It's a shame there's just so much road riding. I mean, if you're a tourist and you don't mind, that's fine. The bridge, a Queenstown Trail. It's warning me this is a road. 8.4 kilometers from Queenstown according to the signage. So there was a detour, footpath was closed. Put me up on Highway 6. Looks like on Garmin the route is still down there along the waterfront. Oh, this is really touristy. Love that light on the mountain. That looks so cool. There goes the ship. So I just booked my trip for Friday. It's Wednesday evening. I went for the Enslaw at 9 a.m. As they mentioned in the guidebook, there is he said $69 if I understood him correctly, a staff boat at 7:30, but being in a hostel, I tend to be waking people up when I get so early, and I think I could probably do, it's a 9 o'clock departure, that means I get there at 10:30. I think that's plenty of time to make it to the campground. Choices, choices, choices. It is Friday morning, getting ready to get on the 9 a.m. Enslaw for my trip across the lake to Walter Peak to start my climb to Mossburn. So this is it, just waiting to pull out. Engine. saloon. Said the cafe's upstairs.
The journey across the lake to Walter Peak takes about 35 to 40 minutes to reach the other side. I'll be giving you a bit of commentary around about the halfway point to tell you a little bit about the history of the Earnshaw, as well as a little bit of history about the lake as well.
Coming into port. Okay, just getting off the ship there in the distance. I believe the campground is to your right as you exit the ship. To my left here was a sign. There's a gift shop there. I can't tell you how happy I'm going to be on gravel. I think the rest of the journey, or at least the bulk of it, is going to be on carless roads, or very minimal anyway. Yeah, here we go. Just gorgeous day. Haven't gone very far. This is just a top of a slight incline. As you can see, the view is stunning. And we're going to continue this way without a front brake. No camping. Oh, look at that. That's terrible. So I've been battered by headwind for the last 2 kilometers, and I think I have about another 2 kilometers till Von Hill starts, or at least the climb. Narrow, winding road with steep drop-offs, caution required. Okay, just came up there. I just had to do this pull-off. I think I've done most of the climbing. I only have 719 meters and 19 feet, and the Garmin says it's going to change the green, but I just had taken this view. It's pretty epic. This is nice. There's one of those shelters. You need it. It's at 37.5 kilometers. Approximately. Okay, I think I'm about almost 38 kilometers from Walter Peak. And here goes the boundary sign. So I'm not even, what, a third of the way. It's 110 kilometers to Mossburn. It's not that heavy of a climbing day. The other thing is I do have the headwind, but I seem to, whenever I get close to these hills here, these mountains, I was lucky on the climb. The headwinds weren't that bad. But now that I'm out in this valley, they're kicking back up. Not, you know, ridiculous, but they're definitely a factor. Forward. Malvora Lakes Road. Mossburn, 60 kilometers. So that's the turnoff to go to the lakes, and it's basically almost exactly halfway. 51 the destination, I've gone 51. Yeah, it's exactly the halfway point. And it's 2:45. I more or less started at 10. That's what, 5 hours? 5 hours from now, 3 would be 8. Now I've got a good spurt of uncorrugated road and a pretty good downhill. I still have a headwind. So here we are at, oh, Tianu. Isn't that the Marlborough Lakes Road? Mossburn 32K. I wonder if that's where I would turn off. Oh, that's probably where you turn off to go join the Sound of Sounds. Really no place to camp. It's all private ranch land with fences up. I've been kind of doing these. It's not too bad of a climb, but I think there's like, I thought there was like 3 of them, but I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. Very sloshy gravel. Okay, I'm coming up to a cycle trail. It says round the mountain, I believe. Okay, yeah, that's it. It says cycle trail this way, and the route says approximately 78 kilometers. I think this is the way I go. Here goes one of those shelters, and you know, you could probably camp here if you had to, since it's angler access. I don't see any more of the fences. This section's really nice. Nice smooth gravel, flowy. Primarily going downhill, I believe. And I think I'm about 18K out of town. To be the best section of the day when you make that turn into the angler access onto the cycle trail around the mountains, I believe it's called, or around the mountain. But it's just super smooth. Going through this beautiful farmland. Beautiful time of day. Light's really low. And as I said before, primarily downhill. So really enjoying it. And look at that view. Awesome. Okay, Cumberland Avenue, turning. Oh man, 6:32, less than a kilometer away from the end of the route, Devon Street. So here I am at the Mossburn Country Park, Holiday Park, and there's quite a few bike packers here. I came in around 7 o'clock. I think I got to town around 6:30. Called the hotel. They were booked. They weren't very helpful. And then I saw that this was listed on the guide as 3 kilometers off route. So I did that, and thank goodness there's plenty of room here. And looks like some other people have pulled in. Mossburn Country Park. Beautiful Saturday morning. Quite a few bike packers here. I think it was a group of 6. They're going out in Invercargill today, I guess, maybe, or close to it, I think, and then going down to the bluff tomorrow. End of the ride for them. I might meet them up at the Dome Cafe. That seems to be a, I wonder if I could go this way. This probably is the way I came in. Yeah. So I definitely recommend the Mossburn Country Park. If you need to camp in Mossburn, it's really the only option. Or the hotel. Hotel doesn't allow camping. The goal today is the ski hut. Garston is 57K away, and I think it's another 10, but it's all climbing up to the ski hut. So as long as I have supplies, Coming up on the Dome Cafe that's always featured in the videos. I think I'm going to parallel 94 here on my right till the turn to Winton. If I was finishing the TA, this would have been a really good finish because it looks like it's pretty much downhill. Go to Invercargill, leave your stuff, go down the bluff, and Invercargill is about 100K from here. I think this is where you would turn to go to Invercargill. I'm going to continue straight, I believe. Yeah, so there's 94. There's the turn, I believe, to Invercargill. But here, I got to take the around the mountains, and then it kind of comes back around for like a block or two and comes back out on the 94, or at least parallel to 94, I believe. All right, here we go. I'm pretty sure this is what there's a sign, so I should turn off my light.